Also, I don't listen to podcasts.
Okay, you're on.
Am I audible? Do I sound like you can hear me clearly?
Why can't you see me?
I can't see you too well, but I can hear you.
Wave your hand. Yes, I see you move. I see you move. It worked. Nobody moved. Nobody moved from wherever they are. Everybody, all of you are in the right place.
Hey, hello.
Hi.
Can you? Am I audible? Is
Yes.
it?
Am I audible? I don't know.
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you.
No, I mean for the people watching, can someone tell us whether we're audible? I don't know. Let's see. Let's see. Are we audible? Can someone please tell us that? Okay, no one's telling us that, so we'll just talk.
Okay, that's a thumbs up. So let's start.
Okay, s- I don't know how to actually do this, but so since it's called Stories with Shastri, this started as a story. We had, I remember telling Roshan that I wanted to go live, but then I didn't know what I could do. And he comes up to me and goes like, why don't you just interview people? So we went on to,
Yeah,
do a test run and see how it went and whether we actually could pull it off. And it went well. So then he made me do a lot of homework about podcasts and interviews and all
okay,
of that.
that's background production work. So
That's background production work. And I've been hyperventilating for the past 24 hours and about this because I'm very weird in front of a camera. Uh, so yeah, so I wanted to name it Sanghas Mitras because my name means Sangha means society and Mitra means friend, so everybody's friends. But then my mother told me it sounded too narcissistic, so I can't do that. However, this is basically between people where we tell each other stories because we're all stuck at home, we're don't really have much to do in general, but then we're we open our phones to look at stories. So since I'm not a healthcare professional and neither is Roshan, we'd probably not talk about COVID-19 a lot. But
yeah, let's not talk about COVID-19. Let's not talk about bad things. It's sad
no,
things.
yeah,
Oh,
but
we can talk
it is,
about sad things. We can talk about sad things
yeah,
and
we
to
could.
keep it balanced.
We could. So,
Mhm.
uh, so yeah, so the idea is that. So I now I have to pretend like I haven't spoken to Roshan at all, but we've known each other for about what, 5 years now? Yeah, 5 years. Yeah, it's
What
been
year
five
is it?
years.
Yeah,
2020.
5 years.
Yeah,
Five
it's
years.
been 5 years.
It's 2020.
Yeah. So so what's your ideal interview question that you would like to be asked?
Okay, wow. Maybe about my music or
Okay.
I love origin stories, and I think yeah, like even with movies and stories, like I like origin stories, so questions about that, and maybe
Okay.
something fun. So yeah.
Okay, so if, for example, when you're writing an original, because you made us listen to an original the other day, which I loved, and I think you should really,
That's
put
right.
it out there a lot
Yeah.
more. And so, what's your process behind it in general?
I actually consider songs as conversations between me and my listeners. So
Okay,
if you, I think there are different ways of writing songs from a first person's perspective, second person, and the third person's perspective. And mine is mostly from first person perspective. So lyrically, if you're listening to my songs, it's like I'm talking right to you. So yeah, that's the technical way of putting it.
okay.
So yeah.
Do you remember the first song you've ever written?
Yeah, it was this trashy blues number when I was 14. I wrote a song called Darling Darling More, which nobody has ever and will ever listen to. So, yeah,
Why?
no, because I was 14. And there are songs. like, don't you remember like back then when you started creating what you create, and that initial period of sucking really hard, so you don't want others to see that side of you. So yeah, that's the reason. There
Okay.
can be improvements on it, different versions of it. But yeah.
And what do you think is the biggest improvement you've seen with your songwriting specifically?
I think I've got more personal. I'm trying to be as uh, personal as in like I want my audience to be more connected to what they're saying. So my basic inspiration for songwriting is real life situations, right? So how relatable it is to people. So yeah.
Okay. And how do you So my mom actually had a question for you that she wanted to ask. So a little background context for those of you who are watching and listening. Yesterday, Roshan and I were talking on the phone, and my mother and he just started talking to each other. So she asked me, she wanted to know, so you're a Hindustani vocalist, correct?
Not
And
not Hindustani classical, but I've done some classical training, but I've never done a completely pure uh, classical form. Like
okay,
it's all.
would you ever like to?
I would love to do that, but I have not considered myself qualified to do something pure as that because I don't come from a musical background. So I've mostly been self-taught, and I've been fortunate enough to have very good musicians around me. So I've learned a lot from them. But yeah, that's that's the thing.
So is there someone that you whom you idolized?
Actually, one of the biggest. I started off. I used to idolize a lot of people, and there are different idols for different parts of me or parts of my musicality. Like for example, I picked up the guitar because of Jimi Hendrix. So I was
Okay.
like, yeah, uh, I started singing because I was exposed to a lot of singers, like Western singers, Indian singers. And
Right.
the biggest inspiration for me has been Freddie Mercury because I have been really impressed by Queen's music since I was a kid. And I want to see, like, looking at someone who can sing that well and make songs that well and write songs that well and produce it. Are we
Yes.
back?
Yes,
Okay,
we're
yeah.
back. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
My device is overheating.
Technical,
I need to figure a way around that.
yeah, technical difficulties
Hmm.
problem. I actually saw a few questions down, like, but I think we got disconnected, so we missed them.
Oh no, if they're still watching, I hope they ask those
Yeah.
again.
Yeah.
I'm going to. Oh, that's my mother. Okay. So, yeah, you were saying.
So I think I was talking about music and what musicians have influenced me. So
Yeah, Freddie
yeah,
Mercury
I've been
and
fortunate enough to have good musicians around me to learn from. So yeah, that was where we were, I think, last.
hmm. So, uh, if we removed, so okay, how would you describe yourself in three adjectives minus all the music?
Three adjectives minus all the music. Okay, these are the things that I believe are true about
Mm-hmm.
myself or which are facts
Mm-hmm.
because they can completely be two different things. I believe in a lot of things. Like I believe I'm funny, you know. Uh, I believe I'm good with making friends.
Okay.
Um, and I believe I'm patient. I believe I'm patient.
You believe you're patient.
Those
Okay.
musicians, I think, yeah, this was the question. So
Hmm.
my bandmates come from musical families. So Abhishek Borkar on Sarod, he has been very helpful. Then I had Harshad Sathe, Ronak Runwal, and a lot of Saket Rao, like people I've played with or grown up with. And then, yeah, I've, those were one of the few musicians.
So, what kind of gigs do you personally enjoy going for when you're not performing? Because I've seen you at a lot of, like, a huge spectrum of gigs.
Yeah, the best kind of gigs, according to me, is when the audience has come specially to watch you and
Hmm.
they are interested in your original music. So I think that'll go with every artist, every musician, every performer, like where they can perform their own original piece and
Hmm.
it's equally being received.
Hmm. And how many originals have you written so far?
I think ho- I think in total must be around 100, but I think I've had around 20, 25 originals like written, which I've performed at some point.
Hmm.
So yeah, but never an all original gig. Okay.
Wouldn't that be nice?
Yeah, it is nice. Whenever that happens, it's really nice. Some venues really endorse it.
Yeah. What was the best gig you ever had? And why was it that?
I think I had quite a few gigs. Yeah, I mean the corporate gigs all around the country. I think this gig in Hyderabad is pretty good, and a lot
Hmm.
of people I got a great response. And the thing is, like about these outstation gigs, you as a traveling musician, it's always a great vibe. So yeah, that's
Where was the last place you traveled to?
well the last place. I think my last gig was in Goa just before the lockdown.
Oh,
Bangalore.
wow.
No, Bangalore was just before Goa. Goa after that. After
Wow, I've
that, I
never been
just
to
came.
Goa.
Are you serious? You should.
Mm.
Like, if you ever think, uh,
Yeah.
yeah, I could sing something, but I won't be doing justice to the composition because if I present something, I would like to present it in its totality.
So what you should do is you should follow Roshan, all of you watching, and
Follow
you can
me
check
on
out.
Instagram. Check the
Yes.
music out on YouTube, SoundCloud, and
Yes.
what's left?
Spotify. Are you on
Instagram.
Spotify?
It's Spotify, yeah, but Spotify has my old music. So Spot
Okay.
SoundCloud is on.
But it's surprising that since Spotify came on, we can't even, I don't see too many people using SoundCloud anymore, and that is so heartbreaking.
That is heartbreaking, but Spotify actually platforms like Spotify have changed the game because streaming is the future. Like every decade, right? Uh,
Hmm.
the platform and the way how people consume music and art changes. Like
Yeah.
just 10, 15 years ago, it was TV and CDs, you know,
Yeah.
and now everything is streamed,
Yeah.
and you have to catch on. So Spotify is, I think, it helps me ever since I have been personally using Spotify. I've started discovering a lot of new music, and
Yeah.
that's great. Great.
What's the what artist do you think was a find on Spotify?
I think Tame Impala. I know some of you may be very
Yeah.
familiar with Tame Impala, but I got introduced to Tame Impala much later, and this was
Hmm.
because I started browsing through Spotify, and it was a good experience. I like looking for new music.
Yeah,
It's
same. I have this whole YouTube playlist that I've been working on for years, and then I merged it to Spotify. And this one time I was trying to merge all of my playlists together, and by mistake, the same song got repeated in one playlist 5 times. So
Hmm.
instead of about 2,000 songs, I ended up with 10,000 songs
Oh
on the
shit.
same playlist. It was
Nice.
quite messy, but yeah.
Yeah. We have quite a few people today.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Yeah, it's not bad for this time, and a lot of people might join in later.
I
So,
hope. I hope.
how do you feel? How do you plan to go about this show with now? Is this
I don't
gonna
know.
go on after the lockdown? Do you plan to change things around?
I'm going to try because, like you can see, I'm very nervous in general as a person, especially with the camera. So maybe and also I don't listen to podcasts. I have friends who have these beautiful podcasts, and I just can't. I listen to some of them and then I'll pause it and go ahead. So I don't know. I might record it. Let's see how it goes. I have a few people coming up soon. So yeah. So that's something that I'm still thinking about. I want to see how it goes. The idea is just to make people feel nice, telling them stories however we can, in whatever way possible.
That's nice.
So,
Like, always
something that
love
makes someone
stories.
feel good. What was your favorite story while growing up?
I've always been a fan of comic books and all the comic books. Like I've been a DC fan since I was a kid. I used to read the comics. I used to somehow my uncle used to get it, and all the origin stories. Then I started watching the
Hmm.
cartoons and the direct to DVD release
Hmm.
movies, which
Hmm.
really got into the thing. Then I like series, like
Hmm.
series that inspire fan fiction, like
Hmm.
Lord of the Rings. You know,
Oh yeah.
Game of Thrones was good at till the time they were following the books. But then, yeah.
I recently managed to watch Lord of the Rings in its entirety.
Oh, that's nice. It's an experience. That's 9 hours of your life.
Yeah, I did. It was brilliant. I think it was more than 9 hours, though I'm not sure. But it
Hmm.
was a lot easier to understand because I watched a lot of Game of Thrones, so it was a lot simpler for me.
Yeah, yeah.
But I really liked it. It's but then there's a thing about these books, no?
Hmm.
It's they're they're almost always as good as the movies, or in fact better. But the or the shows barely match up.
Yeah, because books obviously have more detail in them, and movies can't
Hmm.
capture everything. You have to make a series out of it. So whatever web series are made out of concepts, if you see, they are better to watch because of the details.
Yeah.
Movies are just like um, snacks.
So what kind of movies are you snacking on during the lockdown?
I've been revisiting a lot. I've been watching classics. I
Hmm.
rewatched Pulp Fiction the other day.
Hmm.
Movies all about nostalgia for me currently right now. So I'm
Yeah.
revisiting everything. I've been watching a lot of South Park and
Okay.
Rick and Morty and stuff like that, like lighter things. And I've seen how cinema has progressed over the years, especially because comedy in the 90s, 2000s, and 2010s completely different. So that shift is something which I really like.
Hmm.
Okay, we have questions. This is like coffee
Yeah.
with current intellectuals and millennials. Sangamita, what is your take on this?
Trying not to be. Trying. I'm shaking right now, so I'm
Coffee
trying to
with
be very
Sangamitra.
cool. I'm trying to be very cool. So Sahil just asked whether aren't there any movies that you like better than the books? What do you have to say about that?
I think Limitless was a good movie.
Yeah, yeah, I
Yeah,
haven't watched it yet. I know about the drug though.
yeah. I think that's a good concept. I've always found um, okay, in the best way. It's not good. Okay, that's opinions. I don't know. I liked it, and to be honest, yeah, there's no movie which is better than the book. So it's a very hard question
Do you think
because
anything came to like a close second? Sorry.
close second. Um, I think the Harry Potter series were pretty well made,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
we can never really judge because they came out at a time when we were all children and we are very impressionable. So I would love to rewatch and do a marathon. Hey, you actually gave me an idea. I have something to do tonight. What's the
So
Harry
what
Potter?
else do you, so what else have you been doing other than making music?
I have been cooking. I certainly have improved a lot on my culinary skills. So
Okay.
I've been making like complex dishes. So I was like, okay, I've never done this before, and it came out pretty well. So that's a learning curve. What this lockdown has done is like it's taught me especially how to deal with the basics and uh, because nature has just showed humanity where they actually stand. So
Yeah.
basically this.
Yeah, I think a lot of us have
Apart
had
from
that.
the grief, I think we all will come out as stronger people.
Yeah, one can hope. One can absolutely hope
Yeah.
that. There's I'm just tired. I remember in the beginning when this was happening, I just decided that the moment I see someone write COVID anywhere on my Instagram or I hear the word, I will drink a glass of water. I was so hydrated, my skin was great throughout.
Yeah.
So yeah.
It's very important. Stay hydrated, guys.
Yeah, all
But
of you watching, please. I hope all of you are at home and not trying to act smart.
yeah.
Mm. So tell me a little more, something about you that I don't know, because I feel like we we
Something
talk
about
about certain things, but I don't know a lot about you.
yeah, I'm actually a clean freak. Like everywhere I go, I need things neat and tidy around. Like
Hmm.
so, I think that not
Okay.
a lot of people who have only those who lived with me know that about me. So yeah.
Did you see my room? The photo I had put up.
Actually, no, I didn't.
I'll show it to
I
you.
but I do remember that portrait behind you, and I know the story behind it. So
Yeah, but why it's not straight.
yeah, yeah. Why it's not straight?
Yeah. So it's not, yeah, well, it's too much work. I'm quite tired of a lot of things. I've tried everything. I've tried being productive. I've tried vegetating. I've done all of it, and I'm quite good.
That's nice. But yeah, so learning new things. I'm trying to read. I think I'll start getting back into reading a lot and try to write. I think singing is very therapeutic for me. So yeah.
And when was the last time you sang because you were sad?
Um, I s- I sing all the time because
And so Aaron just said beer, and Aaron, my friend, is a huge beer lover. So I'm going to ask you this: would you pick beer or wine?
beer or wine, beer, definitely. If
Hmm.
yeah, though I'm
Hmm.
not a beer person or a wine person, if there's a choice, then definitely beer.
Okay. So,
Question for me. Okay. I always wanted to be a musician, but I decided to be a full-time musician when I was around 18. But I always had an idea I want to be a singer because I had a lot of singer influences. So
I remember, I remember you telling me about how you ended up becoming a musician, but your parents wanted something else out of you.
yeah, I wanted to do two things, be a
Hmm.
cricketer or a musician. So cricket didn't work out. So here I am.
So when you were just starting out, how how did your parents describe what it is that you did for a living? Because you are a full-time musician.
My parents actually just wanted me to be independent, and I just because I started doing music and performing, doing shows at a young age, so I gradually found a way to somehow survive in this world,
Hmm.
doing what I love doing. So that worked.
What was your most, like, speaking of doing what you love, I'm sure it's great, to have people who are actually listening to you and you're not an accessory
Hmm,
at a stage.
that's true.
So
Yeah.
what's one of your most memorable gigs?
Um, my most memorable gig was actually one of the most memorable was like I think when I met MS Dhoni. He was there for at one of my gigs as one of the friends of the host. So
Hmm.
he just showed up and they were all listening and he came on stage, danced with us, and as a cricket lover, I'm a huge fan.
Yeah,
So
yeah. I remember that selfie, I think. I think you bombarded us with that for a while, which was quite fun.
which selfie? Okay,
You
I
had a
think
selfie
someone's
with,
asking. Yeah,
yes.
I had a selfie with Dhoni on Instagram. Yeah, it's there.
Yeah. So Ashwin's asking, and Ashwin's saying that it's been exactly a year since you recorded
Yes.
Shamil Ho Tum Yahan.
Shamil Hotam. It's actually been more than a year. It's been 3 years. 2 years since I recorded Shamil Hotam. Then I recorded a couple of few songs after that, which I haven't released, and which I plan to release soon. So if you guys are waiting for it, please keep following me on my page, Instagram, Facebook, and yeah, I'm just blatantly going on about
Yeah, when we used to
my
do gigs, Roshan would have this whole
dialogue.
yeah, it would be a dialogue then, but he'd go like, follow me on Facebook, and I remember I was clicking out there, and every time he said that, I would say it just like that, and I go like Roshan Verma scheme. You spell my name as Raushhan. It was quite funny.
Yeah, and I have to spell it out loud every time because I've had so many people walk up to me and go like, "Hey, I couldn't find you on Instagram. I've been following you for a while. I've been to your gigs." Then I was like, I spell my name as R, not R-O, which is the common way of spelling it, which I feel is wrong. So,
What's the strangest incident you've had at a gig?
sorry, say that again.
What was the strangest incident you've had at a gig?
At a gig, I don't know if I should say this live, but yeah. Uh, this one time, there's some gig happening somewhere, and this person just came up on stage and started talking to me while I was singing, and yeah, that was weird.
Okay. And but why was it weird? Oh, because while you were singing.
While I was singing, and then here's the
What did he
weird
ask
part. Like
you?
I'm trying to concentrate, and I'm still singing, and she's still talking to me, and suddenly I feel
Oh, I
so
remember this story.
yeah. That is a weird incident I'll never forget.
Oh yeah, that must have been
And
quite fun.
yeah. So that was something really, yeah. But hey, it's about consent.
It is. It is. Everybody should take note about that. It is true.
Yeah.
It is about consent. But did you consent to that?
Sorry?
Did you consent to that?
No, I did not. I wanted to sing. I'm a person, not a piece of meat, Sangamitra.
So Aaron asks, what is one of the song requests that you would
What is the
never
one
perform?
song request that I would never perform? I think I can't rap, so I can never perform rap music, which I get a lot as a request. So
Hmm.
I don't know the weird trends, right? Anything that's trending, they'll just go to any gig and ask for it. Hey, can you play this song? So I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, doesn't work, but yeah, I don't
But
rap.
do you enjoy rap music
I like
or
listening to it,
R&B, hip hop?
a few artists, but more of old school rap. Uh, like a little bit of Tupac and
Yeah.
Eminem.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Eminem's Eminem's great. I remember getting very excited about
Wait,
uh,
Eminem's not gay.
great, I said.
Okay, okay.
I said great. So, what is the most Robbie Wood? Oh, we love Robbie. Robbie asked, what is one of the
Robbie
most,
is cool. I love watching his shows whenever I get the
yeah, yeah,
chance.
so much fun.
Yeah.
So, Robbie says, what is the most requested song during your gigs?
It used to be I do a lot of Hindi gigs, so
Hmm.
people want me to sing Kabira a lot. And and there was this phase where Afreen had regained popularity. So every gig I
Hmm.
was doing, and then there are a few places they were like, "Is that the only song you know how to sing?" So I was like, "No." Okay, so I stopped doing. Yeah.
I remember your Afreen days. What is the one song you like listening to and you also enjoy performing?
Enjoy performing. Okay. Uh, I think any Javed Bashir song. Javed Bashir is a Pakistani singer who was a part of this band called the Mikal Hassan Band. Then he's done a
Hmm.
few Hindi commercial songs as well, which I stumbled across
Hmm.
and really like. So he's a good artist. I really appreciate the way he is.
Do you do you think do you feel like you can make music that is do you think music is political?
It can be made political. Like, haven't you heard of Bob Dylan? So,
Hmm.
like a lot of it can be whatever you want. That's the beauty of it, songwriting. So, personally, I'm not very good at writing political songs because I'm very politically opinionated. So, writing songs on it will be too much for me. So, I think
Hmm.
that's something which I have never been able to do. On the other hand, I think simple, light conversations are more, they come naturally to me.
Okay, so the reason I ask is because I was watching this interview with Hosier,
Hmm.
and if you've ever been to a karaoke with me, you know I love the man, and I want to marry him someday. I'm
Oh,
still
you're talking
thinking
about
about.
Jose. I thought you said Jose.
No, no, Hosier. And in this interview, he said that music is always political. There's no,
How?
even if you don't intend for it to be, it always is because you're making a statement. Essentially, that's what he said.
Okay. Um,
So, what do you think about that?
Not really, because if I'm writing a song for my grandmother, how is that political?
Okay, fair. But it could be. It could be like Trevor Noah talking about his grandmom during the apartheid.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
So that is political.
Yeah,
It
okay.
happened during the political climate.
Just
Do you have any story from your life that you think is the best?
there are a lot of stories because 29 years is actually a long time.
Hmm.
So it's like I think the first time I went on stage is a good memory. The first
Hmm.
time I realized I can't dance is a memory.
What was
Um,
that like?
That is fun because like I went for classes because I like learning new art forms. So
Hmm.
that's when I realized my ambidextrosity works against my movements. So
Hmm.
that was a memorable day.
Feeling
Okay,
very shy.
now I need to ask you a question. Who's your current Indian artists? Are you into Indian music, like
Yes.
Hindi music?
Yes.
Uh, Name your current favorite Hindi artists.
Hindi?
Artists.
Uh, I really like Babri Basanti.
Okay.
And also there's this group called Machli.
Okay,
I
where are they
really,
from?
really like it. I have
Where are
no
they from?
idea. I have no idea. So I'm not the person who will look into the artists as much as rather than just listening to their music. I would do that. They had this song called Adi Manav,
Okay,
and it was very calming. I listened to it early in the morning, and I really, really enjoyed that. So yeah.
nice. I've recently started getting into a lot of electronic music. So
Hmm.
I think that's a very new avenue for me. So
Hmm.
yeah, it's interesting.
Have you been able to figure out genres yet? The difference between all the genres, the subgenres?
No, actually, electronic music is very hard for me personally to understand what genre is what. But I have an
Hmm.
idea what EDM is, and I have an idea what trance is. So I can't really define it in words. If you ask me like what is EDM and what is trance, I won't be able to say. But if you play it, probably then I would be able to differentiate. I know what techno is and know what
Hmm.
style is. So
Hmm.
yeah, so that works. And I think at some point in my life, I would want to experiment with these genres, but
Hmm.
that's I think.
Would you try to fuse them together? Your
Um, yeah, like we can do that.
Yeah.
That's what production is all about. So
Hmm.
production is about like just writing a basic melody and words over it, and then making the music behind it. So
Hmm. What is the one thing, if you could change something about yourself, given the choice, anything, it could be a physical feature, it could be a personality feature, a
I
feature of
think
your personality.
I would say again patience.
Have you ever lost your patience in a place where you weren't supposed to?
All the time. I think we all have had. I can't see like people who don't lose their patience at all, like all the time, are like really cool.
But do you show it? Is the question. Is something I'm curious about.
Do you show it as a?
Do you show that you've lost your patience? Because with me, you can tell very easily.
Hmm.
So do you
No, I
show
don't
it when
show.
you?
I don't show. I don't really show when I've lost my patience.
So then, what do you do after that?
Nothing. I just implode.
You just
Implode.
okay. But is that better?
It's not better. It's not good for me. That's what makes serial killers.
I want to know. So this is something I've asked a lot of people in person. Is what made you smile today?
What made me smile today?
Genuinely smile,
Uh,
not because you had to.
I made really good breakfast. That made me smile today.
Okay. What do you make?
I made a really kick-ass anda burji with
Mm.
butter buttered toast.
Oh, that's damn nice.
I made a chicken curry in this thing. I'll have to actually go out now to get supplies. So
Hmm.
wish me luck.
Good luck. Please wear the mask before you go.
Yeah, I have a yeah,
Yeah. Okay, and
yeah.
sanitize your hands and
All
don't
right.
touch anything directly. I don't know why I did
Yes,
that.
yes, yeah.
But yeah.
That's all right. That's all right. Cool. All
Yeah.
right. This is fun. Uh, I hope this goes on and yeah, peace
Yeah, I
out.
hope so too.
Okay,
See you. Have a good
bye.
time.
See
Bye.
you.
See you.
Bye.